Dwyane Wade versus Patrick Beverley. Now, for my fan bias, I was a little bit scared to talk about this topic because if you know me, you know how much of a big Dwyane Wade fan I am. He's my favorite player of all time. He's my GOAT. And the fact that this stuff is coming out with Patrick Beverley saying that James Harden is a better player than Dwyane Wade, it has to stop. Let's just stop, man. Just stop. Because a lot of people are coming out and they're saying some blasphemous things, like just straight up blasphemy. So I just want to touch on this topic for a little bit, right? Dwyane Wade was a menace for a short period of time in the league because of injuries. Now, I'm not going to say too short. I'm not talking like Derrick Rose short. Like, he was a menace for a good 9-10 years. Like, Dwyane Wade was that guy. He was the guy for Miami, right? Even when LeBron came to him to learn how to win, Dwyane Wade had to take a back seat. And even in that first 2-year span, he was still right there with LeBron as the guy. Like, so let's not get confused, right? Now, first of all, James Harden is a phenomenal player. Love James Harden. Great offensive game. Juggernaut. 3-point ball, swish. Handle on the money. But he is not the all-around player that Dwyane Wade is. And that's a fact. That's not even me hating. You can look at the stats. It's just a fact, right? Now, Dwyane Wade affects the game similar to James, but also in more ways as well. We're not going to sit here and act like Dwyane Wade didn't have an offensive bag. He had a bag. Euro step was crazy. He had a good mid-range shot. He was way more athletic than James Harden, first of all. He mostly dunked the ball. That was mostly a big part of his game, was getting to the basket, dunking the ball. He got to the free throw line very well. So when Patrick Beverley is like, you talking about a guy who could get to the free throw line, blah, 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 blah. Dwyane Wade did the same thing. He did it before James Harden was even in the league, bro. You got to chill, bro. He averaged a lot of free throws in the finals, and he made a lot of free throws because he knew how to draw those fouls. So Dwyane Wade been doing that. That's not new. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth saying who's better at this, better as that. Like Dwyane Wade said, you could have easily said, I like James Harden's style of play more than to come out and flat out say that James Harden is just better and you have no facts to back it up. Then I love what Dwyane Wade said. He said, Pat, you coming out saying somebody's better than me and you're not better than me. And that's where the real topic needs to be spoken about, right? Patrick Beverley is saying that these players is better than these players because of his perspective. He did play against them, so give him credit for that. But I think D-Wade is right. When it comes to like players saying people who are better than who, like let's start looking at players who are in the same room as these players, right? Not people who weren't as important to their team. Like, we're talking about guys in the same realm, the same room, top 75 players, the same exact guys. So for Pat Bev to come out and say that this person is better than this person when you can't even put your own stats up to this person, it's crazy to me. Then to say that you live in rent free in Dwyane Wade's head when you brought him up in the discussion and you're just mad at his response is crazy. So, you know, comment down below. What do you guys think about the Patrick Beverley and Dwyane Wade? I would say not a beef, but a little back and forth on Twitter. And who has more of a point? I think Dwyane Wade has more of a point as far as like comparing players. And also I believe, and I know majority of the world believes, Dwyane Wade is a better player than James Harden ever was. And James Harden is still building his legacy. So we will see how that turns out. But I'm drafting D-Wade every time. And he's the number 3 shooting guard of all time for a reason, right? It's two sides of the game. And basketball has a lot of aspects to it, right? But it's offense and defense when you come down to it. James is great at offense, but he's not great at defense. And also, he's not as accomplished as Dwyane. So you got to take all of those things into consideration. So I truly think Dwyane Wade is above James, like above. And Patrick Beverley, love what you're doing, man. I like what you're doing with the pod and the show and everything like that. Keep it up. But I just think you don't need to do a lot of rage baiting to get fans to flock to your show, because people do actually want to hear what you have to say. So shout out to Patrick Beverley, Dwyane Wade, James Harden.